10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and My Eyes. I still need a haircut. My son's performance yesterday of scoring 2 goals in training may have been a fluke because he played today, and yeah, I watched and it wasn't great. It was about as good as watching last night. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, let's get this stuff out of the way. Welcome to Through Black and My Eyes, review of the Leeds Newcastle game. Played yesterday at Ellen Road. Have your say in our live chat, but keep comments respectful. Please like and share, subscribe, hype the show. To promote the channel, it's all free. You can join from 99p, donate and use the super chat if you want to in the bottom right-hand corner. All profits donated to selected charities. So basically, anything on top of what the running costs would be, we put it in a pot, and then we go to guests like Gibbo and, you know, other people we've had on in the past, and we say, come on our show, we'll give some money to your chosen charity. That's how we do it now. I'm trying to get that Sky Sports guy on, the agent. So every time I tweet out saying this is day 3, day 4, day 5, and trying to get a response from him, I need us all to jump on it because I really want to speak to him, because it would be great to speak to someone who's an agent in football and knows what he's talking about, if he's allowed to, of course. There's the link if you'd like to become a member. It is pinned to the top of the chat. And I do need to do a prize draw. I promise I will do one. It's just finding the time to do it. Evening, Gary. Even Chairs, Leslie, as always, in the house. Are we expecting any surprises in the next 24 hours? Yes, is the answer. Expecting more in, perhaps out, but no surprises. 2. I'm going to put my neck on the line and say we're going to get 2 new signings. I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me to get some unexpected news. Jade, how are you doing? Evening. Roger and Gary as well. Cheers, Gary. Newcastle Ultras is in the house as well. Please be some transfer update. There's none from me tonight, mate. It's all about the review of the game. Lee's in the house again as well. How are we doing, mate? Getting more time off now with his new role at work. Daniel's in the house. Blade's in the house as well. You're not at work, mate, or you're skiving again. Roger, cheers. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. Hype is real. Yes, it is. Chris is in the house. Paul's in the house. Sorry, Paul, about Wednesday. It just looks like you've just missed the slot. I've got 5 people who are willing to come on. Mark's one of them. But keep an eye out. Every time I put a post out on Facebook about guests, get in there as quick as you can. And we'll get you on as best as we can. Jules, great to see you as well. And we're at the bottom at last. Let's bring JC in. How are we doing?
No, mate. Good to see you. You're sounding a bit better. Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to see your beautiful face, mate. I've got my number 1 sidekick, your number 1 fan, right next to me for a change.
Oh, good.
So she's all right. She's getting ready for secondary school now. So big times ahead.
Yes, it's school tomorrow.
No,
Tuesday, next week.
Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday.
I'm back on Tuesday, but the kids aren't back till Thursday for me.
I think it's Tuesday for Jay.
Yeah, so good evening to all, and yeah.
It's Wednesday for my little girl going to a big nursery. Finally kicking her out the door as well. It's the last one.
No tears till you get in the car, Baz. No tears till you get in the car.
What do you mean? It's right next to my house. I just walk. It's literally across the road. It's great.
All right, well, no tears till you get back inside the house then.
There'll be no tears from me. Right, let's bring the beautiful Lauren in. Now we can say beautiful because, you know.
Hello, JC, all right?
I'm very good, Lauren. You?
Yeah, I'm good. Speaking about nursery, my daughter's starting big school nursery on Wednesday. And I'm going to sob my little heart out, I'm just going to say. So I bought her school shoes and her school bag and stuff, and I'm just not ready. I'm really not.
chuck them out. I loved it.
No, I'm not ready. I've dropped her off at home tonight and I'm missing her already. The house is too quiet.
Yeah, I loved it.
I can't wait. Thursday, I've got a whole new set of Year 7 kids that I can make cry. I love it.
You're one of those teachers, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put this up first of all. So these are my predictions for this weekend, and they're not going very well. The only one I got perfectly right was Chelsea. I got the Man United one sort of right. I should have got the Sunderland one right because Brentford should have won. Spurs were nowhere near getting a draw. Everton couldn't believe they won. Still can't believe it finished 0-0 in our game. Man City got hammered in that second half against Brighton when they made the substitutions. Forest got hammered off West Ham. Liverpool beat Arsenal. And so far, Crystal Palace have beaten Villa tonight. So I have done very well this week. Not. But anyway.
I still think it's still those early days, though, Baz. Everyone's trying to settle in and fit in. It's still early days.
We have Man United too. Honestly, Man United, Burnley were robbed at the weekend. Obviously, it's a different type of show, but that VAR thing is a disgrace. I am tempted to set up an account that's literally trying to sue PGMLO because they're shocking. But we've got to talk about last night. It's a disappointing result, but it's not the worst result in the world because away from home to Leeds, who had just come up into the Premier League, they won their first home game 1-0 against Everton. They were very good that night. Crowd obviously always play a part. Arsenal thrashed them away from home, which I expected. I didn't expect them to win 5-0. I thought it would be about 3 or 4, but I expected them to get beat. So I expected a solid performance from Leeds JC last night because when you get beat 5-0, you go back to basics, you set up tight, and you don't want to lose the game following a big defeat, do you?
No, absolutely. And of course, you're going from the Emirates, which is a tough ground to go.
Telling me.
You know, it's a very tough ground to go. And you're coming back to Ellen Road that's... It's home for Leeds, but it's one of those. There's not many of them now. Now Everton's left Goodison Park. There's not many of those old school close-in grounds.
Yeah,
everything you're on top of everybody. So yeah, you go tight, you go defensive. They showed that from the very setup that was what they were going to do. I don't like to say park the bus because I think that's a completely different football. They just set up to defend and hold out as best they could. I think they thought. If they hoped for a 1-0, they'd have probably took it. They would absolutely take, but they were hoping to just. They didn't want to. They wanted to prevent another 3, 4, 5-0 drubbing.
100%. Is there any news on Larson or Wissa? There's none, apart from Wissa putting out that personal statement on his Insta account, which says he's got in writing to say he was allowed to leave the football club. Now that is very interesting because if he is, he's got a right to complain. To the Premier League, the Players Association or something like that. You can make a complaint because Newcastle have offered, substantial amount of money for this lad and they keep rejecting it. So it's a very interesting, dodgy situation we're in with that one. And you now see why Wissa's doing what he's doing. I don't agree with it, but I kind of feel a little bit more sorry for him because he has it in writing. So it's a little bit different to that Isak. Isak's saying there was an agreement, but there's nothing solid. If he's got concrete proof and evidence, Wissa, he's got them banged to rights. Yeah, exactly. So it's an interesting going into the last day tomorrow. What's going to happen because there's a few clubs needing reinforcements. But anyway, back to Ellen Road. Lauren, did you agree with the tactics? I was a bit upset seeing 5 at the back.
Not really. I was not impressed with the game yesterday whatsoever. I was sat with obviously my partner and the in-laws as well, and I don't agree with the 5. Obviously the defence was good, but I thought it was shocking, to be honest. Yeah,
it wasn't the best. JC, the lineup, were you surprised to see 5 at the back going away to Leeds?
I mean, I'm missing. Obviously, Sky had put it up that we'd gone 3-5. 3-5.
It was 5-2-3-1, wasn't it?
Well,
or something Sky, like that. Or 5 was it 5?
Well, Sky had put it up differently. Sky had put it up that we got 3 at the back, 5 in the middle, and then 2 up front. That's how Sky had posted the lineup.
No.
That's
Four in the middle. 3-4-2-1.
Well, that Sky didn't post it like that.
They did 3-4-2-1.
Did they? Well, anyway, they posted.
That's 11 players. If you do it the other 3-5-2, it couldn't have been 3-5-2-1. I'm sure it wasn't.
No, it's 3-5-2. I'm sure it was. But anyway,
you could be right then.
Because obviously Tino, the way I looked at it and interpreted it, as Sky did, as what Sky had said, is that Trippier was going to play more of a not a wing back, but a more advanced wing back, but not a winger as such. Yeah. Kind of in between the two of them.
But he hasn't got the legs to go up and down, has he? So.
And Tino was going to play the same. And I thought, actually, that's not too bad. 3 at the back. I think we didn't expect Leeds to push on. So therefore, let's attack. Let's dominate the midfield, knowing that we've got Big Joe out. So flood the midfield more and try and get the supply in. So, I mean, Roger said it. Maybe Sky were wrong, but that's how I interpreted that 3-5-2. And I thought, actually, that's not a bad shout, considering who we've got out and what's going on with suspensions and injuries. I thought it was quite attacking minded.
It would have been attacking minded had they had actually got up the pitch more often, but they didn't. That was my gripe with it. Why, with Leeds playing 4-3-3, we should have matched them playing 4-3-3 and said, we're better than you. This is our comfortable formation. We play it every week. We're going to go at you and we're going to beat you because we're better on paper and we've got better players. Because what I saw was Trippier very rarely got up. Tino got up and then ran the ball out too many times, which was very frustrating. He never really got that many crosses in. I thought it just didn't work. There was no fluency with it. I mean, the big miss was Geordieland, wasn't it, Lauren? Because the players couldn't win that midfield battle. They looked lost without Geordieland being the enforcer.
They really did. Like, you could just tell Bruno wasn't, compared to Monday night, that was quite poor for Bruno. And I think it's because obviously Big Joe isn't there. So I think that kind of knocks him a little bit. But you could just tell that obviously Geordieland and Anthony Gordon were a big miss yesterday. But yeah, I did not like the match at all yesterday.
No, it was not fun. I mean, looking at I think in the first half, I think Jacob Ramsey was the only player who looked like he was going to create anything with his running on the ball. He had 2 crosses, which got into decent areas, which give Osula's chance, where he fluffed these lines a little bit, didn't he, JC? Bit of a heavy touch, then another touch, and then by the time he got his shot away, the defender blocked it. Maybe if he hit it first time, he would have scored. I don't know.
Yeah, I know I said the other day, we said about confidence. One goal doesn't make confidence. When you score 1 goal regularly, it does. 1 goal has to start a chain of confidence, but you can see it's, as I say, it's only the 3rd game in. I think everybody's still trying to I don't want to say match fitness. I'm thinking sharpness more is the right word. Everybody still wants that. They're still missing that sharpness. It showed today. I don't want to digress, but Liverpool Arsenal, there were several times where both teams in the box should have just banged it, but they're missing that sharpness and that awareness of what they're doing. They're all match fit, which I no doubt Asula is, but he's just missing that understanding of just to hit it. I
love it. I can't remember who was on the end of that cross from Tino after Murphy headed it down. Again, the changes were a little bit funny for me as well. I mean, Murphy's done nothing wrong, don't get me wrong, but Alanga's done nothing wrong. So why didn't Alanga play with his pace? That threw me a little bit. So that was a bit of a shock for me. Alanga Murphy for Alanga, I should say.
I was very surprised at that when the line out came out and the team news. I was very surprised because Alanga, I think, has been top 5 of our players so far this season in the last 2 games. Okay, is his last delivery quality? It's getting there, but he's been up and down. He's been pacey. He's shown skill. Maybe Maybe, and I don't know. I'm not Eddie, obviously, but maybe he's thinking, it's. I don't mean to be disrespectful. It's only Leeds. Let's rest him. Let's bring him on as an impact player. Thinking that we should have really won that game on paper. I don't know.
It was a big risk for me. No game's an easy game in the Premier League, especially at the start of the season, like you mentioned. I tell you who I was very pleased to see, Lauren, on that pitch again was Botman. I thought he was superb in that first 45 minutes.
Yeah, me and Kieran were talking about it today. Botman did stand out a lot. He was a really good player for me yesterday, and it's good to see him back on the pitch.
I think he was... Every time the ball went forward and looked dangerous, I think he was the one that was blocking everything. And he was last-ditch challenges. I thought he put himself about absolutely brilliantly yesterday. Did. I think him and Ramsey were and Tino as well. I'll give Tino his dues.
I thought Tino was quite good yesterday.
Yeah, he did all right because he did get sort of isolated a lot on the left. He found it hard to... that was a good effort. Sorry, I've got the Villa and Palace game on as well at the same time. I found it because Joe Linton wasn't on that left-hand side, or we didn't have Barnes on the left-hand side as well. He found it hard to link up with people, so he had to do it all on his own quite a lot. Yeah, so I think the only three players who were average or above were Botman, Tino, and Jacob Ramsey in that first half. And I think did we even have a shot on target in the first half? I can't even remember. It was that bad.
I think there was one.
Was it Jacob Murphy? He had that one. Oh, he had that shot blocked. Yeah, he had it blocked. And I think Murphy had a right-footed shot saved quite comfortably.
Yes. Yeah.
Which hit the Leeds player's hand, by the way. I've seen a replay of that. Could have potentially been a penalty, but of course, VAR didn't really look at it, did they? As they don't.
Of course.
Bit devastated to see Ramsey having to go off at half-time, though, JC. A swollen foot was the reason, and they're saying it was a precaution that took him off. They didn't want to take any risks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's something like a rolled ankle. If we ever roll our, we've all done it. We've all rolled our ankles and it swells up a little bit. I'm hoping that's all it is. A bit of, I think they call it rice nowadays. I'm not sure what it was, but basically rest and ice for me.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's it, because he's in the sort of, I think he's two halves he's played or sort of pretty much that. He's shown some real class for us so far.
Yes.
And he's something different. Now, obviously, probably because it's something we've not seen, because he's a new player, or we're deliberately looking at him. I don't know. But it's something that's just a different. I think there's a different way he looks at the game to everybody else, which is new for us, which is good. That's what we need. So yeah, really, really not happy at that. Hopefully, it is just a precaution. I've not seen anything today. I dare expect there was a scan on it last night.
It depends on how the swelling came down or not.
Yeah.
It depends how bad the swelling is as well. We never got to see, but he's definitely a pacey ball carrier, which is something, like Gordon does. It's probably the only example in Alanga. So you add them three together, running that pace at defenders. When we're counter-attacking, this is the problem. You need these players to be on the counter-attack, not playing against low blocks, which is where the issue is a lot of the times with our creating opportunities, shall we say, comes to is where we don't have that number 10, do we? Or do we? We might have him now. We'll soon find out. But Lewis Miley came on for Jacob Ramsey. Lauren, again, wasn't exactly the best second half for him. Very slow. Didn't look like he wanted to take any risks on the ball. But was that down to Sean Longstaff? Now, it's a shame because obviously we let him go, but we had to let him go. But I thought he was excellent. He stopped on midfield from playing. So
he was hats off to Sean, and obviously at the end as well, where he was welling up because all the Newcastle fans were shouting, "He's one of our own," and I thought that was beautiful. Mind, he's a 100%. He's a Geordie boy at heart. Do you know what I mean? He'll always be one of us. But he played really well. But I agree with you with Miley. I thought none of them had the oomph, if you know what I mean. They didn't have the actual drive and the oomph like they did on Monday night. Yes, I know it's Leeds, but still they should be going into the game thinking, like, giving it a bit more passion and a bit more energy.
Yeah.
But I thought there was just no energy and no drive or oomph really yesterday for any of the players. But obviously some of them.
I mean, I can't fault the effort they put in, I guess is the way to say it. I don't know if it was the tactics that weren't working, but JC, when they were playing the ball long in wet weather, I was thinking, what's the point? The ball's just skidding off the surface and it's going to go out of play.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the big tactical flaw. Really, is that you know, that's one of the things you learn when you're playing basic. You just keep the ball, keep it on the deck, and just play it short, because it's going to, like you say, you play it long, it's going to get speed. It's just going to skid off everywhere. Yeah. I mean, I do think that the effort was there. It was solid. I do think that Monday took it out of us, and I think physically, you know, they put their heart and soul in there. We said it, I think it was on Wednesday with Superfan Dan. You know, they were really solid and put everything in, and I just think that sucked a lot of energy physically, and also that kind of emotional energy with it and mental energy. You know, I know Leeds played.
Can we use that as an excuse that I hate to put in, but can we use that as an excuse when they played on Monday night and then they don't play till Saturday? So they've had a good time to reset themselves. And
yeah, but I still think
it might be just a loss. Obviously, I think they might have looked on Monday with obviously Liverpool getting that last point, like last goal right at the end. I think obviously that's drained them mentally, because obviously they thought they were going to win that game, and that might have basically thingied the mentality. And they might have just obviously, I know where JC's coming from though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an excuse at all, but you can sort of understand a little bit. You know, they're thinking, right, 2-2. We've had a man sent off, but it's a Desmond. We're all good, happy days. Here we go, and then he scores at 95th minute or something.
90-10.
90-10, whatever, like stupidly late.
Yeah.
That sort of goal saps it out of you, and it can take a lot to come back from that. And like we said at the start, Leeds is not an easy, it's been said in the chat, it's not an easy place to go, Leeds.
No, it's not.
They've just come up, and I just think the combination of things this week, we still got the Isak situation. Yes, we got Voltemade.
Yeah.
I've been singing that with the old That's Amore. I love that. There's some great tunes from that. But we've got him, but there's still that going on. Wissa in the background, the Gordon sending off, the whole kind of, Big Joe getting injured. A lot of things happen in that Liverpool game and subsequently over the next few days that may have just hampered them a little bit.
Possibly. I just find it, they've got to be professional. You've got a good 2 days rest probably from the Monday night. You've trained enough. I don't know. I think the tactics were all completely wrong. I think that's what really frustrated me.
Without a shadow.
Curious what your views on Barnes. He finally get what he wanted, the left wing at the minute. We're 3 games in now. He doesn't seem to be taking his chances. We're going to come to Harvey Barnes because everyone knows my thoughts on Harvey Barnes, to be fair. I've been saying it for months and months and months. But anyway, back to the action. I think the only decent chance we had, and I wouldn't even call it a chance, I call it a half chance in that second half, was when, hey, Nelly, how's the voice doing? Is when Murphy cut inside on his left foot and he let a rocket go. But unfortunately, it was a bit too close to the keeper and he got a good one-handed save and pushed it wide. But other than that, that was pretty much it in the second half as well, wasn't it, JC? Yeah,
I mean, I said jokingly earlier, I've got a show tonight, and it was like, it won't take long, because it wasn't. It is one of those things. It's one of those.
I am dragging it out.
Yeah, no, I know, but no, it was. It was just, but from both, it was very. It was if you're a neutral, it was actually quite a good game to watch. I think. It was. I think because I think it was good battling. It wasn't an end-to-end game like shots galore and goals galore.
JC, if you think that's a good game to watch, I'm
sorry, I was getting bored. I was keeping on my phone, and
I think it was a good old-fashioned battle of attrition.
Jesus, your standards are low then.
Mate, look, come on.
If you found that entertaining, that's why you're
No,
a
I didn't say I
teacher.
found it entertaining.
This is why you're a teacher.
Wow. I hereby quit from Through Black and White Eyes. No, I won't. No, but it was attritional. You know, it was about
So
breaking
it was a
down
snowfest.
and going from there.
I get what you're saying. It was a battle. It was, you know, no one left anything out on the field in that respect.
No.
But when it came to watching as a neutral, if I was watching a football game, I'd want to watch like the Man United Burnley game because there was 5 goals in it. Just because it was 5, that's it. I want to see a game where it's like goals galore, chances. I said if I was a neutral, that's the game I would have watched. Or the Everton Wolves game, which was 3-2 as well. I'll tell you another good game of this weekend.
Or Grimsby Man United the other day.
Yeah, exactly. Or the Bournemouth Spurs games. You see what that was like? Bournemouth were just absolutely battering Spurs all game. It was good. I didn't watch that game, to be fair. But no, definitely couldn't have watched our game again. If you try and advertise the Premier League, you most certainly wouldn't. But exactly. I even tweeted after the game and put my full-time thoughts were dull, not the result we wanted, but I'm very glad we've signed that player before he even saw that game because I don't think he would have signed for it. It was that bad. So that tells you how much I thought of the game, JC. It was, a snowfest. I tell you what, though, we nearly lost it, Lauren, when that man came on, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Everyone was like, "Oh, we should buy him. We should sign him because he was on a free." And I was like, no. But he does like a goal against Newcastle, and he got in down the right-hand channel with a bit of pace. And luckily, Nick Pope stood tall and just booted his shot away like he should have done, rather than trying to get down. So we were lucky in a way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Nick Pope saves were. I was quite proud of him yesterday because he's very hit-y-missy, Nick Pope. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't, because sometimes he can give away a stupid goal and hardly save it, or he saves the goals. But yeah, I think Nick Pope done well yesterday. And that save was, I was just glad
crucial because if that goes in, I think that was in the last 10 minutes, JC. Am I right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm with you. I wouldn't have signed DCL. But there's something about him that he's just a busy player, and he's a nuisance. He is an absolute nuisance and a menace, and that's the sort of I think that's where Leeds have gone, sort of thing with him. Obviously, you know, signing him, he's a menace. He'll get busy there, and it was close. You know, he looked hungry when he come on. You know, hungry. So I've seen him for a couple of years, really, even at Everton. The trouble is, can they keep him fit? I very much doubt it. But you know, he is just meant to. He's meant to be a pain in the backside, and he was. I think we dealt with him well, though, compared to sometimes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We definitely did deal with him very well, apart from that one chance. But again, like I say, Pope stood up well and just booted it out, which I like to see that from keepers who stand tall, Lauren. I don't like to see them diving by the feet to try and save it with their hands. If it's coming towards you like that and you know you can kick it out, just friggin' smash it as far as you can. It's a good save regardless.
Definitely 100%. Can I just mention, did he say his little tactic of when he got a yellow card?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I thought that was funny. I really did. When obviously, because I didn't realise obviously why he got a yellow card until Kieran told us. And I was sort of like, no, he didn't. And obviously we were like, oh, he just slipped, man. He slipped and hit the ball. Like, it wasn't on purpose. But that ball was hilarious.
I loved it.
You see,
Jasmine, thanks for joining.
I interpreted that actually the way I saw the slow-mo, I think he's gone to kick the ball. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he's gone to kick it and he slipped.
But he has actually slipped there. Yeah. And I think that was. But then what got me is the kick afterwards. The Leeds player, as Pope's running back on, he kicks him.
Oh yeah,
yes,
he did.
I've seen that.
There's nothing there. Now, Pope has slipped. Yes, he's gone. We know what he's trying to do. Bless him. We love it. Yeah, but he slipped. But then the deliberate kick from the Leeds player afterwards got absolutely no recompense, no punishment at all.
But we got a yellow card.
He definitely deserved his yellow card, though. I know he slipped. I was like,
he was like, no one's going to the goal without me.
Exactly. He's done this before as well and got yellow cards for it. He's kicked balls
I
away.
think it's
or
great
thrown them
tactics.
away.
I love it.
I love it.
It's words I can't say. but
Shithousery.
That's the one. Thank you very much, Baz. You said it.
I don't mind saying it. That's the shithousery that we want to see, to be fair.
Yes. I think that was the highlight of the game for me.
It was definitely the funniest moment of the game because it just shows me how much Bambi on ice that Pope is, isn't he? Really, one of those ones. What a goal by Palace! I haven't actually seen the goal. I know they're okay. I have just seen the goal. It's 2-0, and yes, what an absolute finish that is. Is that Mark Gay who scored that?
Typical.
It is as well. I think it's Mark Gay. He's just literally bent one in the far top corner from 22 yards. It is absolutely beautiful finish. Villa. What has happened to Villa? Wow.
This is the problem with Baz. I think we said it. I can't remember when we said it, but they sold a lot of their players. John Duran, Ramsey. They sold a few others. Looks like Martinez might be going.
Yeah.
To Man United.
Man United, I think so. Yeah.
Romano. I mean, I don't trust him as far as we're going, but still, if he's to be relieved, but
he's got the same agent as Isak.
But they've not bought anybody in.
No.
And this is the problem. It's that PSR. They can't afford to bring anybody in almost for some reason. Brentford are the same. I mean, I know Brentford didn't Brentford pick up a win?
Yes.
They did, didn't they? They picked up a win, but they're going to
not today, but they have picked up a win.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you guys. This Gear goal is absolutely fantastic. He's just inside the box and he's just curled it into the far top corner. It is an absolute worldie. And that could be his last goal for Crystal Palace, if you believe all the news of him going to Liverpool. But this here is how you react as a player who doesn't want to play for your club anymore and wants to move. You don't sulk. You don't go on strike. You carry on doing what you're doing. And he's captaining the team as well. A lot of players, certain rat could learn from him. But yeah, again, Nick Pope, I mean, yes, he pulled off that one good save, and it was the only time he got actually asked to make a save in the whole game. But his all-round game wasn't exactly generally fantastic. Again, he did kick the ball out of play a few times, and then he blamed Trippier for one of them. I couldn't believe it. I was like, all I do is play a simple ball out to the right-hand channel to him. But no, I flew it out, but there we go. But yeah, PSR is hurting teams. It's massively hurting Villa. It could hurt Newcastle next season, to be fair, if we don't get Champions League again. So, but again, if we sell the rat, we'll probably be fine with PSR because of the amount we should get for him. So, but Villa getting beat at home 2-0 to Palace, it's crazy. Now, this tells you how bad the game was, JC, right? So here's the stats from the game. We had more possession, 57%. They had 43%. The XG, so this is expected goals per team, 0.69% for Leeds, 0.46% for us. So it was always due 0-0. Big chances, Leeds had one, according to this. That would have been the Dolvik Calvert-Lewin shot. They had 10 shots off target, 2 on target. We had 8 shots on goal, 1 on target in the whole game. 5 corners each. By the way, that's my next talking point before we start talking about Harvey Barnes, by the way, is our corners. We're meant to have this new expert in with free kicks and basically telling us what to do. Lauren, every single corner we took yesterday, all 5 of them, I think one of them beat the first man in the whole game.
Yep, I agree. To be honest, do you know, at the end of the second, I'd sort of just kind of lost interest. I sort of just was like, yeah, I'm just not watching it anymore. But yeah, the corners were just, yeah, I agree with you, Baz.
So Chris XG is basically it. You look at the chance that the players had, where he scores from, how often a player scores in that one. They do all the statistics of it. So if you've got a penalty, your XG is going to be a goal because probably 95% of penalties are taken and scored rather than missed. So you would class an XG of 1 shot as a goal. And then they do that for all the chances that are created in the game. That's how they do it. And it just shows that you're on top of the game or you're not on top of the game if you're actually not winning it or, it's 0-0 or something like that. JC, when we were watching when I was doing the watch along, every time there was a corner and it didn't beat the first man, I was fine him. Fine them. Any player who cannot beat the first man.
We come back again. It's basic football, Baz. We've played football, not high level, but we've played football. Your corner's got to beat the first man. If you can't beat the first man, why are you even taking a corner?
Yeah.
You know,
and the weird thing is, there was two big players took the corners as well, Trippier and Tonali.
Yeah, you've got to beat that first man. Otherwise, there's just no point, because 99 times out of 10, they're going to put players on the first post.
Yeah,
and probably even further towards you nowadays. If you can't, there's no excuse for it. Go longer if you have to. Go longer. The simple fact like Burn to knock it down from the back for someone else to not, do something different. If it's not working after 2 or 3 and you're not getting where you want to penetrate, knock it further or knock it wider out.
Yeah, that's what I mean about this set piece coach. If he saw us putting in poor balls, surely they'll go to the set piece book and go, right, why don't we try this one where it's a short corner? And I think they tried that once in the game. That was the only time where we didn't need to beat the first man, is because it got put in short to the edge of the box, then played out to trips 30 yards deep, and then he tried to whip one in, which wasn't bad, but I don't know. It was just so frustrating because it wasn't just corners, it was free kicks as well. Every delivery we put into the box was poor yesterday.
Yeah, but that's one of our, sometimes can be quite a potent tool for us.
Big Dan Burn, it was against Liverpool, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Big Dan Burn, Cher's not exactly small.
Well, this is it. Cher, Burn, Botman, and then when he
comes in, you're going to have Voltamade when he comes in. Oh, God, I mean, it's 6'6". That we've got to be putting quality balls in.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, get them off it. But it shows again, we lose out Gordon. Gordon can put a ball on a sixpence, I reckon.
Oh, Gordon's brilliant at taking them. But he very rarely takes them, though, because it is normally down to trips or Tonali, which I've always wanted Tonali on free kicks, because I saw what he did for the under-21s in the competition when England won it. He was fabulous at putting balls in. And it just, I don't know, there was something last night that was off, and it just went through our whole team, apart from in the centre-back positions. They really got us that point yesterday by staying strong and really limiting Leeds down to one chance and one chance only. But again, it's high praise for Leeds and to Sean Longstaff, because he was their man of the match yesterday. He got a ton of stick off Leeds fans in the Carabao Cup game, I think it was, saying, what have we signed here? He's shocking, blah, 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 blah. But Lauren Longstaff really rammed it down the Leeds fans' throats last night. And he stopped Bruno, Miley and Tonali playing football last night.
Yeah. He played fantastic. He definitely well-deserved man of the match. When I obviously went on Facebook and seen that he was waving at the fans and stuff, that really warmed my heart. It really did. Because it'll be tough for him, obviously, playing against his old team. Do you know what I mean? And he probably didn't want to. Yeah, it's his friends, and he probably didn't want to do what he had to do, but he done it because he was trying to win over the Leeds fans as well. And he did. And do you know what? He played absolutely phenomenal yesterday.
He did. So, for example, he won. It was only 100% of aerial duels, but he only won one and competed for one. But 7 out of 11 ground duels. That's massive. His passing accuracy was 86%, 30 out of 35. Again, he only lost possession 8 times, which is very, very good. 5 tackles, 2 interceptions. He was only dribbled past once. He was fouled twice. He only cost 1 foul in the game as well. I mean, it was an absolute fantastic performance from a player that, we've all criticised. I'm not going to say we haven't, but we all knew his worth as a squad player. But it's nice to see him go to a lower league, Premier League team and show that he can play 90 minutes and he's capable of putting in good performances. So, a bit like Anderson, really pleased for him as well. What he's doing at Forest and getting an England call up as well.
Yeah, I mean, you said about Gray here a few minutes ago, Baz.
Mm-hmm.
I think Longstaff and Anderson are examples, slightly different examples. They probably don't want to perform. Lawrence just said it; they're their mates. Certainly, in Longstaff's case, he's only just left the club. What, 2 weeks ago, something like that? 2.5, 3 weeks ago. So they're still, he's really good mates. He's still settling into Leeds. Probably doesn't really want to play Newcastle.
Yeah.
But he's had to, and he's done the job right, you know. So it's a slightly different example to Guehi. And when you don't want to do something, you don't spit your dummy out. You do what you can to prove your worth. And fair play to the guy. I think I saw somewhere, I can't remember if you tweeted it or something, but he seemed to be in tears at the end of the day. He went over to the Newcastle fans. We applauded him, you know, because at the end of the day, I think you said it a while back, Baz, on a show. He's done the right thing. You know, I'm not playing. Get me sold. Let's get some money for me. Let me go and try something new. Fair play to him. And I think that really resonated. And of course, he deserved it. You know, great servant to the club. Absolutely. But he was phenomenal there. But it's always the adage, isn't it? It's always the adage. If someone plays against their old team, you know they're going to play it because and especially 2 weeks out of leaving, he knows what we're going to do, really.
Yeah, he knows what Newcastle are like.
3-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Palace could be someone to watch this season because Glasner
is a great manager.
I know they've lost Eze, but I think this is something to say, look, Eze who?
Yeah. This performance does say that. Then they lose Gear. As long as they bring another centre-back in, he's a great manager, to be fair.
I've just told Kieran Palace are winning 3-0 and he sort of just went, yes.
It wouldn't surprise me if Man United sack that idiot and then bring this lad in or bring Bournemouth's manager in.
Oh, I wouldn't want Glasner to go and destroy his reputation by going to United.
I'm telling you, is he offside? No, he looks onside to me.
Bournemouth, Oh no, it's Brentford. That's just Keith Andrews in it. So my bad. Sorry,
Areola this lad at Palace could end up at Man United quite easily. Won't go to Chelsea because Chelsea aren't going to sack their manager for a change.
Gary's just said though, Nuno to Manure next.
Well, yes. I mean, I think he'll get sacked off Forest after today's performance because the relationship's fallen out between him and the owner. So yeah, that could happen. Right, our ratings were absolutely terrible all over the pitch, apart from Botman and Shaw. Even Livramento got a 6.6 in the ratings, but obviously because his crossing was poor and stuff like that. Botman was my man of the match. Who was your man of the match, Lauren?
I've kind of got two. Tonali was all right. Actually, no, add Botman. Because now I'm actually thinking back, I'm going to go with Botman. He was, Botman.
I know he went off quite early-ish because of
but did.
You know, they changed the formation when they took him off. They went back to a 4-3-3. A lot of people are saying he's gone off injured. He hasn't. It was just a precaution. He's not injured. So it was a good move for me because obviously he's not fully 100% up to playing 90 minutes yet. But Botman was fantastic when he was on the pitch.
He was.
He's back in my eyes. JC, yours?
Botman was good. It was good watching Botman. For me, it was Burn was good as well. I think Burn probably snuck it for me a little bit more. Every time I look, he's just getting that a little bit better, and he shouldn't do because he's
in the yellow. He's a 6.9 compared to a 7.3 to Botman and a 7.4 to Shaw.
I just think Burn. Yeah, I mean that's.
I mean Shaw's rating slightly better than Botman, but I thought Botman was just superb in the first half.
What let Shaw down yesterday? We know he can have a banger of a shot. We know that because he's done it several times and scored. But yesterday his shots they ended up in bloody.
When he had one on his left foot, didn't he? If he controlled it better, it would have been on his right foot, and he might have had a chance. That was very frustrating. And then he scored. But yeah, so Botman for me. Who are you going with? Sorry, JC.
I said Burn.
Man in the match. Burn. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. You like Burn too much. Right. Let's talk about Harvey Barnes.
I've got to. He's an older boy like me. I've got to like Burn.
They're all older boys, apart from Botman. Shaw and Burn, obviously. My Harvey Barnes, right? I've said this for months and months and months. I don't know why we signed him, other than he was cover for Gordon. He then goes on a bit of a scoring spree, and everyone loves him because he's rescued us points last season when we were down in the dumps. He came off the bench And the game against West Ham, absolutely fabulous. But Harvey Barnes has now had a run on his own. And I always find he doesn't do as well when he starts because he knows he's starting and he hasn't got a point to prove. And I don't think Harvey Barnes is I've argued so many times Gordon is a far better player, and that's why Gordon's in the England squad, and that's why Barnes isn't, because Gordon is a better player. And Barnes, to me, unless he's scoring, I don't think he's offering anything else. And again, he didn't want to go and beat his man down the side of the channels. He always wants to cut inside. I just don't see it in him. I think we should sell him. I really do. Lauren, agree or disagree?
I agree to do. I agree with that. Obviously, he's.
Yeah, whole shot as well was poor.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, I don't think we should sell him. Personally, I think because in case anything happens with Gordon, at least we've got a backup. But I get what you mean, though. I do. I'm sort of like agree to disagree with you. He obviously last season did have some good goals, and he did save her a couple of times. But no, I don't think we should sell him. Hopefully, he gets better during the season. But obviously now, well, hopefully when Gordon's back, we won't need Barnes. But yeah, I don't think we should sell him.
JC, it's something for me that, I mean, yes, he scored 8 goals last season, but what about the games he wasn't scoring in? Was he actually involved in anything? Was he involved in the play? Was he getting assists? The answer is no. So unless he's scoring, he's not contributing.
No, and that's the key. I mean, I completely agree with you. He's not scoring, he's not contributing, and therefore should he be in the squad? I'd keep him because it's squad. And it's somebody that you can use in your Carabao Cup games, FA Cup. You know, it's when you want to rest Gordon, not bring him on as a sub. When you want to rest Gordon, he's that option. And you're right. That's why Gordon's in the England squad and Barnes isn't. I think he hits the green patch. He hits a green patch, but he is better off the bench because he knows.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, there's somebody here who's getting picked every week, no matter what he does above me, and I need to prove something here. So when he does, he comes on, bang, and he is. Don't get me wrong, the guy's got pace, he's got skill, but he can't do it for 90 minutes, it seems.
But this is it. This is where I think where Barnes gets a lot of his goals from is because Gordon starts, runs the right back ragged, Barnes comes on, and the guy's like, oh, he's going to cut inside, he's going to shoot. I haven't got the legs to keep up with him now as well. So that's what happened a lot last season. And I noticed, was it Wolves? Wolves when Gordon rang him ragged, and then Barnes went on and scored within 10 minutes or something.
That's it. Gordon does all the work, and Barnes seems to take advantage, which sounds horrible to Barnes but it's not. It's just he's playing his natural game, but he can't do it for the 90 minutes. Gordon can. Gordon will run for 70, 80 minutes quite happily and turn people inside out. Barnes doesn't seem to do that, and it showed last night a little bit, and it showed in this little run that he's had, I think.
I 100% agree.
But I'd keep him because he is, as I say, your Carabao Cup, you play your Dagenham and Redbridge, no disrespect to them.
Yeah.
You can play in them games. Why save him for those sort of games?
Yeah, exactly. Barnes 1-on-1's been really poor because he only cuts inside. The only time Barnes the cutting inside is effective is when he's got someone running on the outside of him, because then that gives the defender something else to think about as well at the same time. Is he going to pass it or is he going to cut inside me? And that gives them the indecision. Where when Gordon's on his own and he's got the defender in front of him, the defender's still thinking, crap, he can go outside me and he can cut inside of me, so I don't know what he's going to do. So that's the difference in the players, and that's why Gordon's more effective and a better player for me. And he's got more pace as well. I know it sounds horrible to say that, but sometimes I'm not blaming him for the result. I'm just thinking long term, is Barnes a top 6 player? I don't think he is. And that's when Newcastle are trying to be. We're trying to be in that top 6 constantly. And that means players like Barnes, players like Kraft, players like Lascelles, players like Jacob Murphy, as much as we like him as a person, they will all have to leave this football club very soon and be replaced by better players, like we've done with Longstaff. You want to mute, Jay? You're on mute, JC.
Oh,
You're on
sorry,
mute.
mate. I thought I pressed it. I pressed it again. That's the thing. I think somebody put it up earlier. You know, somebody saw that Barnes is an Everton kind of player.
Yeah.
Agreed. You know, all those that you mentioned, your Murphys, they're your Crystal. No disrespect, Crystal Palace are winning 3-0, but they're not a top six, realistically.
No.
You know, so it's your Crystal Palaces, it's your Brentfords,
Yeah.
it's your, you know, those kind of teams there. Yeah, exactly. That's perfect because that's who they're looking for. And you're right, you know, and this is what's frustrated me a little bit with the transfer. Not going to go too much into it. Have we bought players? Ramsey, I would agree, yes. The others I'm a bit, and Elanga is, Chow is, but the others I'm a bit.
There's not many others though, is there?
Well, Ramsdale, I don't.
There's only Ramsdale.
Ramsdale's got relegated 4 times.
I know, but his form at Arsenal was fantastic. If you can repeat that, but he's the only one that's got question marks over his head for me when it comes to signings. Voltamade will be fantastic. Trust me.
I don't know enough. I'll be honest, Baz. I don't know enough about him. I look at him and think, Jesus, you're just like a huge Peter Crouch.
He's not.
No, but that's all I can see. I know he's supposed to be pacey and he's got skill, but all I look at, I just think, oh my God, we've got Peter Crouch and he's going to do all sorts of stuff like and that.
How much did you want Sesko before he went to Man United?
I thought Sesko was going to sign, but I don't think he was. I'd have much preferred Mbeumo.
Okay, yeah,
and I'd have stuck him up front. I really would, but and I still think actually Delap. I know he got injured yesterday. I still think Delap has taken a step too far too soon.
Well, I'm glad we missed out on him in a way. But to just give you an example, Ekitike was the number 1 under 20, under the 23 bracket in Germany. Voltamode was second. Sesko was third when it comes to stats and potential. So, and plus this guy's in the German squad. So that tells you how good he is. You've got to be a very good player to get into that German.
I saw something as well,
team.
like he scores compared to all these others, Wisser and all that we've gone for. His is like a goal every 126 minutes or something, and it's at least 8 or 9 minutes better than any of the others that we've got, or we've potentially gone for, or he who shall not be named.
Yeah, but the good thing about this lad is he's a number 9 in a number 10's body because he can play both roles. So we've got, and if we can get another striker, it could mean freeing up a different sort of formation, a different tactic when we're playing against a low block. Yeah, I'm excited to see him in a Newcastle shirt. I really am. I just hope we sign 2 more players because we do still need another centre midfielder, and we do still need another striker to come alongside Voltamade. So let's see what happens. And again, I'm not blaming Willisula for the result yesterday, but I can tell you from right now, with hand on heart, and I said this about Adam Armstrong when I first saw him play for Newcastle. I said he was never good enough for us, and he ended up going down to the Championship. I'm saying with Asula, he's a lovely guy and he puts a shift in, don't get me wrong, but he does not have what it takes skill wise, or I don't know, just something about him. He's not top 6, and that's where we've got to aim for. So it doesn't matter how much you like these kids and how much you like these players, you've got to take that side away from it and look at it purely about, is he good enough to be in a top 6 side consistently every week and coming off the bench and making a difference? I don't think he is. So that's why I've said what I've said about Asula, and I'll say it again. After watching that 90 minutes, he could have played for another 200. And the whole team could have played for another 270 minutes and still not scored. We were that bad. But he needs to offer a little bit more. His control has to be better. He has to bring players into the game a bit more, and he just didn't do any of that for me yesterday. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. I know, Lauren, you like him, but it's what I see from him.
Yeah, I like him, but obviously seeing him yesterday, the thing is with Asula, he's hit-y-missy, but I think obviously I do agree with where you're coming from. Like, he is a lovely guy and stuff, and he's just basically, he's like a puppy. He's got so much energy. And I've said this from the start with Asula, he's literally like a puppy. He's got so much energy. He runs around the pitch and he's like, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. But I do get where you're coming from when it comes to Asula.
I just think at 22, he should now be showing a lot more than what he's showing.
Yeah.
And he should be shown whether. I mean, if you put him up for sale now, who would buy him inside the top 10? No one, exactly. So yeah, so that's, he's only worth, according to this, his market value is 5.6 million. So that just shows you, what the stats are showing.
Well, hopefully he gets a bit better. Hopefully, but I am sort of in agree with you. As much as I do love Asula, but you've got to think like that. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. We've got to be ruthless. We have to be ruthless. We have to stop being so sentimental about players. Let's sell him. Oh no, he's a really nice guy. We can't sell him. He's a good squad player.
It's not about being a nice guy. It's if you can play football.
Exactly. We need to sell him to get a better player in for the squad. And that's what frustrates me sometimes when Newcastle.
Here's a question now for you, though, Baz. Obviously, Wilson scored today for West Ham.
Yes, he did.
If we could, romantic scenario, ideal scenario, would you have kept Wilson over Asula then?
Ooh, that's a good question, JC.
Yes.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks, Lauren.
That's a really good question.
Yes, I would have.
The guy knows where the goal is.
Yeah.
So, and I've always thought he did a shift for Newcastle. Not lately, but he came on at 46 minutes, I think. No, 64. He came on for half an hour or so and bagged himself a goal today. So would you have taken Wilson or kept Wilson over Asula?
If the terms were right, yes.
Of course, that's what I mean. Ideal scenario.
Yeah.
Whatever his terms are.
Ideal scenario for me would be a 1-year contract, pay as you play, or at least a small contract with big bonuses if he gets on the pitch. Then yes, I would have took Wilson, because Wilson is a far superior striker to what Asula is.
I've been absolutely slated on the chat for that now, but hey, I'll take it.
I would have.
It was a relevant question, I think.
That was a good question, to be fair.
It's a good question. The thing is, Chris, he's fit now, and he would have scored against Villa, and he probably would have scored against Liverpool, and he probably would have scored against Leeds. So we would have got enough out of him to get enough points on the board for when the better players were available. So yes, you would take Wilson over Asula.
I think the key with Wilson, you're right. He knows where the goal is.
Yeah. And
you would give him half an hour, and like you said, Baz, in that Liverpool game last night, he'd have probably snuck the goal.
Beardsley always had it. Yeah.
Oh, I love Beardsley.
Beardsley always had it.
But he knows where the goal is, so it's intuition for him. I think Asula, because he's only 22, he needs to learn the art of that back to goal, turning and hitting.
Yeah.
Only comes with a bit more age.
He's still got a lot to learn, though, Asula.
Yeah, of course he has. But he's 22 now, and he's been playing striker most of his career. Yeah.
I thought he was.
No, he's 22.
He's younger than me. Yeah, he's 2 years.
He was at Sheffield United as a striker. He never really got a look in, and that says a lot about him as a player, doesn't it? Really, when you think about it, he never got in a team that got relegated. So I don't know. It's just my opinion on him. Asula don't position himself well on attacking, but yeah, he was too late at making runs into the box. There was one when Jacob Ramsey put a great ball into the near post, and he was on his heels, and the defender got there before him because he just wasn't quick enough. And he should be quick enough because he's a quick player. Scott gets a thumbs up. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Of course, it's a wonderful thing. I mean, I would never have even thought about Wilson until JC mentioned that question. I even had people today on X saying we should save our money this window and sign Jamie Vardy on a year's contract. I'm like, no.
He's gone to Cremonese.
Thank God. Exactly.
Yeah, he's going. I think you put it, Baz. I think you retweeted it. He's going to Cremonese, I think.
Yeah, I did retweet that, and I said to the lad, I said, this is an absolute shocker of a tweet, because no Premier League club is looking at Jamie Vardy. So why would Newcastle, who were trying to get into the top 5 and in Champions League, sign Jamie Vardy on a 1-year contract when he was shocking last 2 seasons for Leicester? When it come to in the Premier League, obviously did well in the Championship, but in the Premier League, he hardly got a sniff. Bobby knows where the goal is. Yeah, I know where the goal is, but I'm not good enough to play for Newcastle. And Jamie Vardy's not good enough to play for Newcastle right now.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
He's 39. He's past it. And this is like the question with Wilson. Would you take Wilson instead of Vardy? You would take Wilson easily. So there we go. We had fans losing their minds at the mere thought of offering Wilson pay as you play, let alone signing Vardy. Exactly. Exactly. We overpaid for Rasul. I love him as a person. Wilson made of glass. This was always going to bite us in the ass, relying solely on Isaac. Yeah, but no one expected it to bite this bad and this shockingly. I think that's the problem. I thought it would bite us on the backside, that we'd get an injury again and would be left with Asula. Not that Isaac's going to go on strike, and we haven't had any goals from him yet. So there we go.
I'm not very happy with Isaac.
Nobody is.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about them, to be fair. Right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. As always, it was a bit of a shit show result. I'm not showing the league table until we get ahead of Sunderland because it's fucking killing me right now at the moment. Them having 2 wins. We're back tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. The channel's back tomorrow, but it'll be Superfan Dan doing the 5 to 7 slot, the last 2 hours of the transfer window. Hopefully, we've got some great news to bring you. I can't make it, unfortunately, because I've got my 2 kids all day and it's tea time, bath time, round about that time. But we will do a show at 8 o'clock on Monday, which will review the whole window in the season so far. So we look forward to doing that and getting some guys on for that. Tuesday, I've got Gibbo coming on to give his thoughts on the transfer window in the season so far. So that's going to be a really good show. Wednesday, we're doing the fans forum. I think I've got that all filled up already, which is brilliant. Thursday, I'm on Martin's channel for the next Oil Brothers show. So get yourself over to Martin's channel and subscribe to that to watch that one. Not football related, guys, but keep seeing a KitKat advert and you're not in it. What the hell? I'm in the horrible dungy bit of the KitKat bit, so no one wants to see me on camera covered in whey powder and SMP powder and crumb. So it's a very dirty place where I work. But thanks for joining, Robbie, as always, as well. Gary, Jade, lovely to see you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, we'll hopefully see you tomorrow, 5 till 7, and then 8 o'clock, and then just keep an eye on the channel because there's loads of shows. Thanks to Lauren and JC as always, and we'll see you again soon. Ta-da.
Take care, folks. Take care, everybody. See you later. Ta-da.